Like that, you can't miss any turns. We didn't play very good defense. Not sure they could say they did either. They played just a little bit better than we did, and we missed some turns in the third quarter and had to play catch up and just couldn't catch up.
That play in the third quarter where it looked like you had the fumble recovery. Talk about the discussion that you had with the referee on the sideline there.
They blew an inadvertent whistle.
And is that the only explanation that they gave you on that play?
There is nothing else to say. They blew a whistle. We picked up. It would have been a touchdown for us, and they blew an inadvertent whistle and stopped it.
Well, you guys made a rally in that second half. Do you feel like that kind of changed the momentum a little bit in that quarter after that? Because they seemed to be able to kind of reel off some points and get ahead of you guys?
You know, it's one series of events in a game that had a lot of plays, but, you know, that's a 14-point swing. You take the 7 off the board we got, and they go down and get 7. So it's a big swing, but there were a lot of plays in this game and everything. Inadvertent whistles should never happen, though. Officials would say that, too.
And is that what really got you going in that situation there?
Got me, my blood pressure a little high?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are foolish errors that shouldn't happen. But they did.
Yeah, what was on you then?
The penalty?
Yeah.
For unsportsmanlike? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What happened on their final touchdown play where the kid just broke it up the middle?
You know, I don't know whether some of our guys thought he was down or a whistle blew or a couple stopped. I don't know what happened there for sure. I have to find out.
At the end of this first half, they scored their 3 touchdowns, and you shut them down the rest of the half. Anything tweaks you made on defense to shut them down at that time? Or?
Oh, you know, John may have done a couple things, but I don't think it was anything big. I think we just got a little better feel and flow, and we got, instead of being behind the chains, we got ahead on the chains a little bit. He may have gotten a little more aggressive on a few calls.
It came out the second half, and then it just flipped back the other way. You couldn't stop them again. That'd be frustrating.
It was, yeah. You asked the question and answered it.
Okay. Let me rephrase it.
Okay.
What do you have to say about the defense? I mean, you know.
You know, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and analyze and see what we can do to find a way to make some stops. You know, 2 good offenses out there tonight. I had a feeling this game would go a little bit like this and that you couldn't miss a turn. I thought we'd play a little better than this, but, you know, we didn't. So we've got to keep evaluating and keep working.
The miss of the back and forth in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, Southern Miss got 3 touchdowns over 50 yards. What attributed to those long gains that ended up in touchdowns in that stretch?
A couple of them were runs, and we must have either didn't get off blocks, didn't defend our gap. And that last one, we had guys stop. I don't know whether they thought he was down or there was a whistle or blown or what happened on that one.
A lot of momentum shifts. What were your thoughts right after it ended with all that it transpired? It was a wild game, wild night.
Well, I think I said that already, that we missed a few turns and they didn't, and we put ourselves behind in the third quarter, and we had a chance to take control. We had the lead, and we went 3 and out twice there at the beginning of the third quarter, and that hurt us you know, from a team standpoint. They got points, put us behind, but you know, we responded and came back. You know, we just came up a few plays short in a game that had almost 1,200 yards of offense.
Coach, Tyler just seems to be such a magician on those zone read plays, and he had 2 or 3 of them today. Is that one of maybe his underrated attributes that a lot of people don't talk about, but he's able to do quite well?
Zone read stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I think the other teams recognize it and coaches, probably so. You know, he had a pretty good game tonight. He did some nice jobs on those things, made some big runs for us. He missed 2 or 3 throws tonight that he probably had might have been a little too much of a fastball or something, but, you know, they were there, but kind of surprised the receiver. But, yeah, I think he ran better than a lot of people give him credit for tonight.
In total, he had 160 rushing yards in the game. Do you feel like he's finally coming into his own as a runner and a passer at this point in his career?
Well, you know, this is his 3rd year to start, and he's playing like a 3rd-year guy, and he's grown a lot. I mean, you know, he understands the adjustments now before we tell him to. He's telling us, which didn't really happen at all the first year, happened somewhat the 2nd year, but his grasp of things is pretty good right now.
Down 21 with 14 minutes left in the fourth. They responded with 14 quick points. What were you thinking as that kind of transpires and there's 7 minutes left and the game's getting down and the state made a rally?
Well, when we scored and was kicking off from the 50, you know, you got to feel like you got a good opportunity here. We needed a stop. We didn't get it. And then you're down 2 scores, and that's pretty difficult with that amount of time. But if we get the stop, the way we move the ball, you got to think we're going to go down and score.
On Tuesday, you mentioned the fact that you expected a track meet between the 2 teams, and it's fair to say that happened. So from your perspective, what did you see from both offenses in terms of going back and forth?
I thought both were efficient. Both did. They were difficult to defend. Both sides made plays. A lot of good plays offensively. Weren't, you know, they made just a few more defensive plays than we did. I don't know if I used the words track meet on Tuesday, but I did think there would be some points scored. I don't know if I would have.
I think someone alluded to it.
Somebody else did,
But
I
you-
think.
but you did.
Yeah. I'm not sure I
You
foresaw.
didn't say track meet yourself.
Yeah. I'm not sure I foresaw this many points, but I did think that it would be in
Somewhat
the
high
30s or
scoring.
40s, yeah. I mean, I had respect for their offense, and I thought our offense was coming into its own a little bit.
It's a big play when Brandon, that kid, tackled him on that pass, the one.
There's 4 seconds left, I know.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
What similarities and differences do you see between U of H and Southern Miss?
I haven't looked at U of H yet. You have to ask me that one on Tuesday. I'd just be blowing smoke at you. I don't do that.
With the come back to the defense a little bit. It seems Tim Gay started the game, but then he didn't play most of the rest of the game. Was that because of injury or just switch of personnel?
Injury.
Okay. And do you see yourself switching personnel going forward to address the defense a little bit?
We'll spend tomorrow and Monday evaluating all that. You know, I'm not equipped nor prepared to give you a very good answer to that right now tonight, but we'll do a lot of thinking and thoughts, and we got beat up a little bit tonight, so we'll see how all this fits together and see what we can do to put our guys in a position to play better.